Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachare Yamuna Tira Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachare Yamuna Tira Vanachare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramaya Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrahe. Hare Krishna, welcome you all on this morning class in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Today we will be discussing from Canto 2, Chapter 1, verse number 12. Kim pramattasya bahubhihi parokshay hayanai iha varam muhurtam viditam ghatate shreyase yataha kim pramattasya bahubihi paroksherhayaneriha varam muhurtam viditam ghatate shreyase yataha kim pramattasya bahubihi paroksherhayaneriha varam muhurtam viditam ghatate shreyase yataha kim pramattasya bahubihi paroksherhayaneriha varam muhurtam viditam ghatate shreyase yataha. Please recite. Kim pramattasya bahubihi paroksherhayaneriha varam muhurtam viditam varam kim pramattasya bahubihi paroksherhayaneriha varam muhurtam viditam kim pramattasya bahubihi paroksherhayaneriha varam muhurtam viditam ghatate shreyase yataha. Matajis. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Kim, what is? Pramattasya, of the bewildered. Bahubihi, by many. Parokshay, inexperienced. Hayanai, ears. Iha, in this world. Varam, better. Muhurtam, a moment. Viditam, conscious. Ghatate, one can try for. Shreyase, in the matter of the supreme interest. Yataha, by that. Translation. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Please repeat after me. What is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Purport. Srila Sukadeva Goswami instructed Maharaja Pariksit about the importance of the chanting of the holy names of the Lord by every progressive gentleman. In order to encourage the king, who had only 7 remaining days of life, Srila Sukadeva Goswami asserted that there is no use in living hundreds of years without any knowledge of the problems of life. Better to live for a moment with full consciousness of the supreme interest to be fulfilled. The supreme interest of life is eternal, with full knowledge and bliss. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities of the eat, drink and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away of valuable years. We should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success, and the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In the previous verse, we have discussed this point to a certain extent, and we may further be enlightened on the different types of offenses committed onto the feet of the holy name. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has quoted many passages from authentic scriptures and has ably supported the statements in the matter of the offenses at the feet of the holy name. From Vishnu Yamal Tantra, Srila Jiva Goswami has proven that one can be liberated from the effects of all sins simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Quoting from the Markandeya Purana, Sri Goswamiji says that one should neither blaspheme the devotee of the Lord nor indulge in hearing others who are engaged in belittling a devotee of the Lord. A devotee should try to restrict the vilifier by cutting out his tongue, and being unable to do so, one should commit suicide rather than hear the blaspheming of the devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one should neither hear nor allow vilification of a devotee of the Lord. As far as distinguishing the Lord's holy name from the names of the demigods, the revealed scriptures disclose that Bhagavad Gita 10.41 that all extraordinarily powerful beings are but parts and parcels of the supreme energetic Lord Krishna. Except for the Lord himself, everyone is subordinate. No one is independent of the Lord. Since no one is more powerful than or equal to the energy of the Supreme Lord, no one's name can be as powerful as that of the Lord. By chanting the Lord's holy name, one can derive all the stipulated energy synchronized from all sources. Therefore, one should not equalize the supreme holy name of the Lord with any other name. Brahma, Shiva, or any other powerful God can never be equal to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. The powerful holy name of the Lord can certainly deliver one from sinful effects, but one who desires to utilize this transcendental potency of the holy name of the Lord in one's sinister activities is the most degraded person in the world. Such persons are never excused by the Lord or by any agent of the Lord. One should therefore utilize one's life in glorifying the Lord by all means without any offense. Such activity of life, even for a moment, is never to be compared to a prolonged life of ignorance. Like the lives of the tree and other living entities who may live for thousands of years without prosecuting spiritual advancement. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratpise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So once there was a boy who was caught by the police. The police caught him because he did a thievery, stolen money from one bank. So the police caught him red-handed and brought to the court for punishment. Everything is visible, what he has done, everything is so much, witness is there, everything is there, and he will get severe punishment. So then the judge asked that, do you have any desire before going to jail? Do you have any desire? Said, I want to meet my mother. Said, okay. So police went to the home and brought the mother. Then he said, mother, please come near to me. I want to tell you something in your ear. So mother came near and he was trying to speak something, and he came near and he bit off the ear. He bit off the ear and blood was coming. And she is in so much pain. Hey, what are you doing? Judge is also saying, why are you doing like this? You are biting the ear of your mother? Why? Said, my dear sir, she is the cause that I am here now in the court, I am going to jail. She is the cause. Why? Because from childhood I am doing this stealing, and she never objected me. Whenever I used to steal something, bring home, she would tell that, very nice, very nice, try to bring more. So she never corrected him, she never chastised him right from childhood. And that's why I am here now. So what do we understand from this is that when the life is not trained, when someone is not trained in values, in principles, then finally this is what happens. That's what Prabhupada is writing in the purport. Those who are bewildered by the external features of the material world and are engaged in the animal propensities of the eat, drink and be merry type of life are simply wasting their lives by the unseen passing away of valuable years. So whatever material activities we are doing, eating, drinking, enjoying, in the worldly terms, this is called enjoyment. But scripture says that a human form of life is given to a conditioned soul, as Prabhupada is also writing in the purport, that this human form of life, which is given to a conditioned soul, is only for one purpose. What is that? To achieve spiritual success. This is the goal of life. Whereas, Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So just like this boy who was not trained in the moral principles, moral values, he was not sent to school, college, education is not given, training is not given. Whatever crazy things he was doing, the mother was supporting. She was not correcting, she was not chastising, she was not punishing. Similarly, a conditioned soul, a human being, when he is not trained and he is into all these material activities, so he is misusing his human form of life. And the very interesting thing which I found in this shloka, if you read the translation carefully, what is the value of a prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? Better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. I found this shloka is very much applicable to all the devotees who joined full time. Because if you see the second part, it is there better a moment of full consciousness, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. At some point in our life, we realized, oh, this material life is a useless thing. That's why we came here. There was some point where we realized, oh, it is all, waste of time. Just we are just wasting our time in this material world from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. We are not performing bhakti. We are just trying to enjoy our senses. Life after life, life after life. That's what the whole philosophy was in the starting. When you come to Krishna consciousness, that's what you hear. The goal of life is to achieve Krishna. All these lifetimes, we forgot the Supreme Lord. So that is the point. That is the point a person experiences a moment, better a moment of full consciousness, where you experience, oh, I have to surrender to Krishna. That is the point of full consciousness. Then what that makes you, because that gives one a start in searching after his supreme interest. Then what happens? You give up the material connections, material relations, material desires, material attachments. Then you take the association of devotees. You stay with devotees, you perform devotional service. Now you start in searching of his supreme interest. Supreme interest is, Prabhupada writes, one who is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss, that is Lord Krishna. Now you start searching after the Supreme Lord. But the question is, at that point you remembered that, oh, this is the goal of life, I have to surrender to Krishna. And you came, you started searching for the truth. And we are all in searching for it. We are all in the path. Yes, isn't it? We are all in the path. We decided, okay, now I have to achieve the supreme destination. I have to achieve Lord. I have to achieve the Supreme Lord. Now we are all in that path. Thing is, how to continue that path. You have taken up that path, but how to continue that path? We have taken up chanting. We have taken up the spiritual life, but how do we continue that? That is most important thing. You can see many devotees, they come. In fact, when you see the first part, the value of, what is the value of prolonged life which is wasted, inexperienced by years in this world? So, when few people come in touch with Krishna consciousness, not everyone will realize that. Few will realize, few will not realize. So those who will realize, they come ahead, they accept the rules and regulations, they practice the principles, they come ahead. And within that, few take up more seriously and they come ahead, they take up higher responsibilities. So the point to be noted is, what are the values, what are the qualities that one should imbibe to continue that path? You can share some values, some qualities that we need to imbibe. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Yes, one pointed attention. Yes, you got that one pointed attention. But how do we continue that? How do you maintain that one pointed attention? How many of you felt that when you go for Harinam Sankirtan, wow, this is something great. This is what people are looking for. This is what we are supposed to do. How many of you felt that? Yeah. But do you feel that same every day? Why? What is lacking? Or you just do as a ritual, okay, our authority said you should go for book distributions, I am just going. Or the authority said, okay, I have to go for 5:30, everyone should be there down. So, I have to be down. So do you realize that? Do you do, do you do you have that feeling every day? Oh, this is what we are supposed to do. This is what we are supposed to give to the people. This is what we are supposed to practice. Yes, we have that realization which you got, that top, that peak realization which you got. Are you able to maintain that every day? Why? Why? Huh? Lack of faith. No. Lack of faith. Yes, lack of faith. Because we are still in a conditioned state. We are still in a we have our own priorities. We have our own priorities. And we have our own limitations. Material limitations. Now, the success of spiritual life is to cross that. And that is what Prabhupada is writing here. If you see that, we should know in perfect consciousness that human life is bestowed upon the conditioned soul to achieve spiritual success. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy names of the Lord. So this human body is given for us to achieve spiritual success. Now what is spiritual success? Tell me. What is spiritual success? Is there any end in spiritual success? What is the end of spiritual success? Ante Narayana, going back to Godhead. That's the spiritual success. That's the final goal of life. But that is at the end of life. That is the result. What is spiritual? See, when like we do Secret of Success, we tell about success, all these things we do. That's for preaching, that's good. But how do you understand that spiritual? Okay, what is my spiritual success? How I understand that I am achieving my success in spiritual life. How do I measure that? You can't measure, okay, at the end of the life, that is where we will measure it, we will see at that time. But to reach there, every day or every week or every month, some analysis should be there where you are able to measure, okay, I am able to become successful in my spiritual life. So what is that? Remembering Krishna, yes. Yeah, detachment from material what? Material desires, material objects, post, position, which will never happen when you are in so much opulence of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. You have vehicles, you have post, position. That is not external, that is internal. Yeah, you are telling something. Huh? Reviving dormant love, yeah, that is the highest. That's the highest thing.
How much we are able to
How much we are able to develop attachment for Krishna, how much we are able to be detached from matter. Yes. We not desiring something in return for what we do. Selfless seva. Seva means only selfless. So selfless service, yeah. Yeah, day by day you are doing service and you are just happy doing service. You are not expecting, you are not having any demands. You may have desires, you may express it, but not demanding it. I want this only. Not like, yeah. Someone raised hand, yeah. How consciously, very good. How consciously we do the service. What is your consciousness while doing it? So, as read many times in Prabhupada books, we hear the goal of human life is to go back to Godhead. The spiritual success is, in the morning every day we read Krishna Prem. What is the goal of life? Krishna Prem. Hmm. But it's a long, it's a everyday, it's a it's a very end-to-end process. Uh, every day we have to contemplate on that Krishna prem that we chant every day. That it's every day that we have to contemplate on each and every activity that we are doing. So that spiritual success, as far as my realization is, that if you are able to cross over that conditioning that you have, that of unwillingness to participate in spiritual activities, unwillingness to accept the suggestions or the guidelines of the superiors, that unwillingness that we have towards any spiritual thing, if you are able to cross that unwillingness, then you are successful. Now, why we are in the material world or spiritual world? Generally, I'm asking. We are in material world or spiritual world? Material world. Why we are in material world? Why a jiva came to material world? We disobeyed whom? Krishna. We envied and disobeyed Krishna. Now, how you go back to Krishna then? When you obey Krishna. Simple. You disobeyed, you came here. You obey, you go back. Now, why you disobeyed Krishna? Your own ego, your own selfishness, your own unwillingness to accept the authority of the Lord. Yes, simple. That's why Maya caught us and put in the material world. Now to go back, simple. You have to shift that unwillingness to willingness to accept. Independence to dependence. See, this is a very broad subject. Okay, depending on Krishna. How do you depend on Krishna? It's a very broad subject. Depending on Krishna. So this is, as far as my realization, little bit realization is concerned, if you are able to cross over this unwillingness, this independent desires, independent thoughts, if you are able to cross over that slowly, gradually, and at the same time you are fixed, firm in the practice of Krishna consciousness and praying to the Lord to cross over this unwillingness to participate or unwillingness to accept, to surrender to Krishna, then that is the spiritual success. If someone wants to add something, they can add this. Because it's very clear that we are in this world because we have disobeyed the Lord and we came here of our own independent desires. And we have to go back, so you have to accept, you have to be obedient. And for this, there are so many rules, regulations, guidelines, so many things are given. Why? All these rules and regulations are there only for us to become obedient, to become surrendered to the Lord. Yesterday, one Mataji was saying, don't worry about any offenses. Just merge in the love of Krishna. Like that she was saying. Nice point. But the point is, are you on that level? So just sit in the car. Don't worry who is coming left, who is coming right. Just drive. So it will not work like that. So because you are in the conditioned state. You are in the conditions. So all the rules and regulations that are given is only for our betterment, that we become more disciplined, surrendered to the spiritual authority, to the Supreme Lord, to the Parampara. That because sometimes, see, we have accepted Krishna consciousness, a monk life, a full-time devotee life, chanting 16 rounds. You know, we think that we are also following 4 regulative principles. We think that we are also chanting 16 rounds. God knows. you know. So, at some point, we forget that we are not actually doing properly. It's just going on. We forget that there is some there is some discrepancies. There is some we are doing, but we are not doing efficiently. We are not doing purely. We are not doing it with full heart, like Pramod Prabhu said, with full consciousness. We are not doing that. So we forget that. So spiritual success is that you realize that you are still in a starting stage, new phase. You have to work a lot. You have to work a lot on that. It's not so easy to reach to that pure level, because we think that we already became devotee. We think that we have become devotee, but there are so many discrepancies. It's not just about chanting Hare Krishna. It's not just about following 4 regular principles. It's lot of things about dealing. It's not just external dealings. How do you understand the opposite person in your mind? You may not be able to speak outside, but what are you thinking about him in your mind? As soon as you see him, what thought you are getting in your mind? So it's very external and it's very much internal, subtle also. That the relationships with each and it can be an object, it can be a person. So the spiritual success is when you are able to cross over these impurities. Then that is this, and one has to every day. One has to work on that, contemplate on that. Okay, what's the thoughts going on in the mind, and then work on that, because the procedure is there. Now Prabhupada is saying that to achieve that end, the ultimate goal is to achieve that end. And the easiest possible procedure to attain this end is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the process. This is the easiest possible procedure to achieve that spiritual success. So, one who is able to give his life for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, Sankirtan movement, that is a very glorious life. That is a very, it's a very highest platform of performing devotional service, and one can easily obtain all the good qualities just by surrendering, submitting himself in this process of Sankirtan movement. So this chanting of the holy names of the Lord is very powerful. It not only gives, bliss, ananda, it gives lot of realization that when you perform Sankirtan, it gives you realization that where you are stuck, where did you got stuck? I mean, mind, where did the mind got stuck? And you realize this, I got stuck at this place, I have to upgrade my consciousness. You realize that, and when you do it, when you give yourself to that Sankirtan, because tell me what else other process is there for us to uplift our spiritual consciousness? Tell me. Meditation, yoga, pranayam, what else is there? This is the most effective method, and this is what we have to understand. To upgrade our consciousness, there is no other powerful method than the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. When you realize this, surrender to it, do that. So these are levels of consciousness when you chant Hare Krishna mantra, taking it up seriously. So you realize that step by step, your consciousness increases, expands. That's what in this yoga people, those who do Kriya Yoga, So they say, no, your consciousness expands, 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 expands. That's why they attain some siddhis. What is there in other person's mind? They're able to grab it. They're able to know because their consciousness expands. They're able to get that siddhi. And that is on the material level. So even the Krishna consciousness, when someone chants Hare Krishna mantra, which is Lord Krishna's whole name, not different from the Supreme Lord, it's so powerful, so potent. His consciousness expands, expands, expands. Just by sitting at one place, he will understand what things are happening at a faraway place. He'll understand. Otherwise, how Prabhupada, how he was able to manage 10,000 disciples, 108 centers all over the world. That is a spiritual potency. That's not, and at a situation where there was no internet, there was no WhatsApp, there was no email system, how he was able to connect to each and every one of them. And they would say, Prabhupada said exactly what is there in my mind. What I was thinking, Prabhupada said that. So that is the spiritual consciousness. Those pure devotees, those souls who attain that pure level of consciousness, their consciousness expands and they are able to see others and guide others. So this is the spiritual success that if we are able to, this is the spiritual success that we should work on, that able to cross over the impurities, cross over this unwillingness that we have. Impurities, okay, impurities are there. This unwillingness to accept the spiritual path, and we accepted spiritual path, but even after coming to spiritual path, there is unwillingness, right? Oh, I will do tomorrow. Oh, it's okay. So this kind of unwillingness or disobedience, whatever is there, if you are able to cross that and be situated firmly, that means day by day we are advancing, and certainly the final spiritual success is to go back to home, back to Godhead, that we will certainly achieve that. But to achieve that, all this sadhana, bhakti, devotee association, every day, come for Mangalarti, come for Guru Puja, come for Bhagavatam class. So one may think, oh, what is the problem if I don't attend class? I can sleep in Mangalarti, that's okay. Anyways, I'm in the temple, I'm taking prasadam, I'm with devotees, that's okay. So that one negligence that we give leads to finally going away from bhakti only. I would like to share you a few examples where this thought came in the mind and they, the whole consciousness shifted to spiritual side. Like for example, you know that story of merciful Gopal. That person is a thief. He comes and sits like this in the Bhagavatam class, and the speaker is speaking about Krishna. He's telling, oh, Krishna is so beautiful like this. No, he has so beautiful jewelry, all gold, diamonds are there. So then immediately what happened? His attraction went there, his attention went there. Of course, it went in a different way that he wanted to steal that, but he was attracted to that form, and then immediately he left for Vrindavan. Then he meets the Lord, and then he becomes devotee. We can also see in the life of King Katwanga, who was fighting on behalf of demigods. He was so successful, and he was very tired. And he asked the demigods, I want to take little rest. So can you please tell me how much time do I have? The demigods are very happy. They asked, please ask some boon. Katwanga king said that, I want to know when is my end going to come? When is my death? He said, a few minutes. And immediately he came down to the earth planet and started meditating on the Supreme Lord. So that one moment of consciousness, it will take you to achieve the supreme destination. We see in the life of Srila Prabhupada that in the starting, when he meets his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, he says that you have to preach this Krishna consciousness in the English-speaking world. Our Prabhupada said that, now our India is dependent country, we are not independent, we should become independent, then we can preach. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, no, the Krishna consciousness is independent of the political and the social situation of the country. Then that had transformed Prabhupada. After meeting him, Prabhupada said that, oh, this man is very special. Then again, after some time, after a few years, Prabhupada meets him in the Radhakund. So if you ever get money, print books. Then that point, it got fixed in his mind. That point fixed in his mind. And the whole life, Prabhupada was working just to write and publish, print books, publish books. He was working for that. Sitaram Prabhu says one instant in his life that how one incident had changed his life. That he happened to visit Vrindavan for the Kartik Yatra or so, and he was just as a new devotee jolly going around. Suddenly he said, sir, he heard someone is crying in the temple hall. Very loudly crying, some Mataji. And goes inside and says that they're all Western disciples who are sitting, Prabhupada disciples. And she was crying loudly. And what is that event? That is glorification of Prabhupada. Disappearance day maybe. And Sitaram Prabhu says that incident had changed his life. That these people, what love they have for Srila Prabhupada, that they are crying. Western disciples. That incident had changed him. So that one moment of consciousness, it can take you anywhere. Then he read Prabhupada Lilamrit, then he joined. So that one moment of consciousness can change. So therefore the preaching activities that we are doing, okay, you may not feel that kind of one-pointed consciousness, but you are giving facility for others. See, that glorification program is going on. The organizers, they are busy with organizing the things. Managers are busy with managing. But it had changed the life of one devotee. Right? So, sometimes we are into management, organizing these things, there are so many things. But it can change the life of someone. So, this preaching should never stop. Giving classes, prasadam distribution, every day, DT worship, kirtans, this should never stop. You may not feel ecstasy. You may not feel that one-pointed consciousness every day. But there must be some new soul who may feel that one-pointed attention. As soon as they come, wow, what is this? So amazing it is. They may feel so. So this preaching should never stop, because this is what makes devotees. Preaching is not just giving class. Preaching means deity worship is also preaching. Doing kirtan is also preaching. Doing book distribution. Like you're all going for book distribution every day. You may be feeling bored that day. You may be feeling, it's so sunny, so pollution. I may not be feeling very inspired also to distribute. You may just show like this, this Gita. Gita chahiye? Nahi chahiye? Theek hai. Gita chahiye? Nahi chahiye? Theek hai. You may be just doing like that. But someone who is traveling from somewhere in the car, who just had a glimpse of you, with shaven head, shikha is there, tilak is there. What is this person looking differently? Who is this? See, you may have not interacted with him, but that thought may come in his mind. It can happen, no? Krishna can arrange anything. And many people appreciate that also. They may not have spoken with you, but they appreciate, oh, these people are so nice. And they may become someone may become curious. This, no, what is this? What is this form? What is this activity? It may create curiousness in them. But what you are feeling today is so, I'm not feeling good. You are feeling like that. But the other person is feeling, oh, what is this person? What is this form? So therefore, that curiousness is there. Then one day, immediately or someday he will come. Someday he will come. Therefore, why Prabhupada said, just show this book, his life will change. One word, his life will change. That is what it is. You may think that, he has not taken book, how the life will change. No, Krishna can do miracles. Krishna will only do miracles. Krishna will not do in a normal way. He will do only miracles. So that preaching activity should never stop. That is what can attract a jiva. That is what can attract a jiva, and that one pointed attention one can develop any time. You don't think that if I do in a big way, I can attract the attention of the people. No, you just follow your, that we should do, but at the same time, just follow your day-to-day activities, people will go. There can be a point where a new jiva is attracted to the Krishna consciousness. Because we are not the doers, Krishna is the doer. Krishna arranges everything. So that preaching should always continue. Hare Krishna. So there are some of my realizations I could share with you. Any questions? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for very nice class. So you said about Nagar Sankirtan, if we doing Kirtan or like we are going for Nagar Sankirtan, we are not getting taste that same thing every day, which we are getting one day will like ecstasy in more.
No. Some may be getting.
Yeah.
Some may not be getting, but there will be some who are doing every, like Baba is doing every day, so he is getting ecstasy every day.
Yes.
He is doing from more than 20 years. He's doing, so he has that ecstasy, so he is able to give that. So when you do, it's not that you will not get, you will get. In the initial stage, you may feel so. In the initial stage, you may feel that, oh, that today I will not go. I have some other work. You may feel so, which is also maybe important. I'm not saying that the other work is not important. Okay. But when you keep doing that, it becomes natural for you. It becomes natural, and you will be able to see. It's a very scientific process. If you do it, you will realize it. It's a scientific process. If you don't do, you will not get. If you do, you will get.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other questions? Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.